a little bit different than we normally do. Instead of a vlog, we're going to do more of a sit-down type video.
Yeah, we're going to be comparing the two big insulated water bottle people, the Hydro Flask and the Yeti.
So in this video, we're going to compare the most popular kind of like water container for each brand. So for a Hydro Flask, we think that's the large water bottles, and for Yeti, we think that's the tumblers. Alright, so first we're going to talk about the bottles. And Hydro Flask, we're saying, is more known for their bottles. So this is their 40-ounce wide mouth bottle, and it costs $49.95, and it comes in about 11 different colors.
This is the Yeti bottle. What are we doing? It's the Rambler 36 ounce. It costs $49.99, and it comes in 8 different colors. Okay, so the thing we think Yeti is more known for is their tumblers, especially like the bigger ones. This is the 30-ounce tumbler. It costs $39.99, and it comes in 10 colors. This is the classic stainless steel. And one thing Yeti does is that if you get the classic stainless steel, you can have a design like etched into the metal. So Isabella drew this. This is my face, and they etched it on the metal, and she gave it to me for like my birthday. And it's like a $15 or $10 upcharge, something like that, to do that. But it looks really cool, and it's cool you can do that.
So the comparable Hydro Flask would be the 32-ounce tumbler, which we have right here. It costs $39.95, and they have around 6 different colors in this tumbler.
So now we're going to talk about the lids. The lids are actually pretty important with these bottles, because this one has a magnet that sticks on there. You slide it over, and it blocks the drinking hole. Spout, whatever, and whereas that one doesn't have a cover for it, it's just a hole there.
Yeah, this one just has a hole, which in my experience I can say is a little frustrating when I'm carrying it around. Like I like to carry it here if I'm carrying a bunch of stuff, and I like lean down to pick up something, put on my shoes, and it pours all over me. That's like the most frustrating thing ever. So that is a pitfall of having the hole in the lid, and we think maybe it might also cause some release of hot air, cold air, or allow that in as well.
Bad for insulation to have a hole.
We would think, yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the lids of the bottles, which are again different. The Yeti lid is not brand new, but pretty new. It has brand new design. It has a 2-part design where if you take off the top part, it's just this like drinking spout, like a traditional like disposable water bottle, where it's like more narrow and it's easier to drink from. Whereas if you take the whole thing off, it's a open mouth, wide mouth thing, just like the Hydro Flask. But that can be annoying if you're like in a car and like they slam on the brakes and it goes all over you. Whereas this one, it wouldn't do that because it's narrow. It goes right in your mouth.
Yeah, that's something to note. Is the Hydro Flask just has this handled lid, or it has a straw type lid, which is really nice alternative, but it doesn't have one. If you don't like straws, like Nick's not really a big fan of straws. I have the straw lid, but he doesn't like straws, so this is a good kind of lid for him and anyone who likes to still kind of like pour their drink. But Hydro Flask does make the straw lid and this handle lid for their wide mouth bottles.
Moving on to durability, questions of durability. The Yeti is definitely more durable. But it's also heavier. But it's definitely more or less prone to, dents from being dropped. Whereas the Hydro Flask,
Yeah, I think every single one of our Hydro Flasks has at least a dent or some paint chipping. You don't get the paint chipping or the denting on your Yetis nearly as much. You'll get some scratches, but you're definitely not getting the dents and paint chips, which is a trade-off. You have to deal with it being a bit heavier, so it's kind of something you have to decide for yourself what you prefer.
Yeah, that also applies for the tumblers too. It's not just the bottles, whereas the tumblers for the Yeti are tougher than the Hydro Flask, but maybe less good looking. So a reason maybe that the durability thing exists is that Yeti tries to market themselves to more outdoorsy people. Like, it's more for like camping, hiking, you know, riding your bike, taking fishing trips. Whereas the Hydro Flask is more for everyday use, and Hydro Flask knows that, so they realized that maybe durability isn't quite as important
As
for
aesthetics.
that as like the good looks.
Yeti's going for rugged, and Hydro Flask is going for sleek. I feel like. One thing to note about the Hydro Flask, kind of going off of durability, is that they are not dishwasher safe, whereas the Yetis are. So it's something to note. If you don't want to hand wash, then maybe Hydro Flask is not the best choice for you.
The final element of our comparison will be a test of how well they actually do their job, which is keeping water cold in this case. They can also keep beverages hot, obviously, but we're doing water cold because we like to drink water. Now we're going to be doing a everyday life test. We're going to fill them up with the same amount of water, same amount of ice cubes, and we're going to go and do some outdoorsy activity, probably mountain biking. Haven't really decided yet, but we're going to leave these in the car while we do that, and we're going to see when we get back which of the two bottles and which of the two tumblers has held the water, kept it the coldest for the best. And if that 2-3 hour period is not enough to really split the two, we're going to extend it to a 24-hour period, because these are supposed to be able to keep stuff cold for 24 hours. And hopefully a 24-hour test will really separate the two if the 3-hour test fails to do so.
So we filled up the two big ones with 14 ice cubes, and then water from the machine, like from the fridge to the top, and then the two tumblers with 10 ice cubes and water to the top. And we're gonna go put them in the car while we go mountain biking and see. We're gonna count ice cubes. We tried to see if the thermometer could measure that low, but it can't measure that low.
We're gonna head out. The car's locked, but I'm gonna show you the water bottles. Just leaving them in the car here. There's some of them. There the bottles are, and one more Hydro Flask. And then also there are some in the cup holders. The tumblers are in the cup holders. The weather hopefully will cooperate. I don't know. It's looking kind of ominous, but we'll see.
Alright, we are out here. It's definitely raining a good bit, but it's a lot of fun. The problem is we can't find Roman. I don't know where he took off to, so that's what we're trying to do right now. But honestly, like, it's raining, but we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of cold.
I'm not that cold.
I'm freezing. Oh, not
Nick's
freezing, but cold.
So we eventually called it quits on the biking in the rain and took ourselves out to pizza. So we got some mod and went home, and Nick changed and stuff. He's gonna drop me off, and then he's gonna go to work. I don't know.
We're gonna do the water bottle thing.
Oh yeah. It wasn't really like hot, and it was also pouring rain, so we weren't very thirsty. So the water thing, we're just gonna go again tomorrow, and hopefully we get better weather and stuff. And we're gonna redo the test.
So we're trying this again. We're gonna do another round of the mountain biking. Hopefully the rain holds off today and we don't get, downpoured on.
14 ice cubes in the tumblers and 18 in the
botellas.
So it's been about 3 hours since we've filled them up. So we're gonna check them and see like how cold they are, how many ice cubes are left. So we'll start with the tumblers.
This is the Yeti one.
The Yeti 30.
A lot of ice cubes and it's still hard to get the lid off. Less ice cubes.
For sure. Okay, put that down.
Now we got the Yeti water bottle. Again, pretty much all ice cubes intact. This one still is pretty much the same, honestly. Cold. It's cold. Okay, so for the tumblers, I think Yeti's the obvious winner. Hydro Flask had more ice, but I accidentally poured it all out over the tailgate. It's my bad. But it didn't have as much ice as the Yeti anyway. So the Yeti for tumblers wins.
And we think that's because of the lid, like.
Oh yeah.
Because the Hydro Flask lid has a hole versus like the Yeti has it covered. That's just our theory.
Okay, so for the water bottles, we're gonna extend it 24 hours. Check tomorrow at the time when we filled them, and that should,
which was like 11 in the morning.
Yeah, that should provide a winner. Okay, so now it's been 24 hours, so we're gonna compare the two water bottles. Starting off with the Yeti, no ice left. Still cold though. Now for the Hydro Flask, same deal, no ice. Cold. No noticeable difference, honestly. I'd say they're about equal. Okay, so I mean, in conclusion, the water bottles are pretty much equal for they're doing their job. Tumblers, slight advantage to the Yeti, but Hydro Flask is still good. So I mean, it really comes down to preference. We prefer to buy from both, honestly, because they both have some good things and some bad things. And we're going to continue to buy both Hydro Flasks and Yetis because they're both awesome. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel if you do that. And we post every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come back next week and we'll be with some fun stuff, I'm sure.